my thing is, look, you got to look at things objectively. They are adding a chemical to our water. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want shit added to my water. I want water. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to talk about one of the easiest ways you can improve your health, and it's water. And I believe we should only drink spring water, and this is why. So years ago, when I was starting my health journey, I was drinking out of a water fountain from work, and I was drinking so much water, and I was always thirsty. I was going to the bathroom like crazy, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I drink so much water. Why am I thirsty all the time? Why do I feel dehydrated? And then I started looking into quality of water and the differences between water, and man, I found so many things that I did not know. So here, let's get started. All right, so we all know water is important, right? But how important is it? So if you see here, we have water, and so your lungs have 83% water. Your brain and heart is 73% water. Your skin is 64% water. Muscles and kidneys are 79%, and bones are 31% water. All right, so obviously water is very important. And as you can see from here, it regulates body temperature. It forms saliva. It allows body cells to grow, reproduce, and survive. So, all right, I don't need to talk about why water is important. But there's a thing called pH levels. All right, so if you've been looking at things lately and watching these different videos, there's a lot of talk about alkaline and acidic water. And here's a quick graph of the pH level. So you got 0 to 14. You got acidic, less than 7, and then over 7. You have neutral. Well, 7 is neutral, and then over 7 is alkaline. And here's a couple examples. Like 0 is battery acid, and stomach acid is 1. But you don't want to be too alkaline either. Drain cleaner, bleach. I don't think any of you would want to be drinking bleach. So we're looking for neutral, right? And then I started looking into the different pH levels of all these different waters. And if you go to YouTube, there's tons of videos on pH levels in water. It's pretty crazy. And what they do is they test all the popular bottled water, and it's pretty alarming when you take a look at it. Like, look at this right here. So right off the bat, you can see Smart Water, acidic; Mountain Spring Water, which is neutral; Ethos Water, Dasani, Aquafina, all acidic, And the problem is guess who owns Dasani and Aquafina? Coca-Cola and Pepsi. I mean, do you really trust them to give us good water? So definitely you have to look at your water more carefully, because all water is not created equal. That's for sure. Zephyr Hills is neutral. Fiji's neutral. So you got different types of water, right? So you have spring water, which is natural. That's what we're looking for. You got reverse osmosis, which is highly filtered. So reverse osmosis, let's look at that for a second. So basically what they do is they get highly contaminated, concentrated water. If you didn't know, like your tap water, your sink water, your shower water, all of that is treated through reverse osmosis. So when you see a bottle that says reverse osmosis, don't always think it's a good thing. It just means that it's been filtered to take out all the bad stuff. But the thing is, it also takes out some of the good stuff. All right, so reverse osmosis is basically just really highly filtered water. But the problem with reverse osmosis is they filter it so much that it actually changes the pH level to acidic. So purified water, so I was looking into it, and you have purified water and distilled water are also very acidic. Okay, check this out. So it says purified water tends to be acidic and can only be recommended as a way of drawing poisons out of your body. And once this is accomplished, the continued drinking of purified water is a bad idea. So think about that for a second. They use it to draw out poisons of the body. And people are drinking purified water every day. Now, that's awful. Why would you drink a purified water that, you know, is acidic like that every day? That can't be good for you. And then when you look at all these symptoms, acne, agitation, muscular pain, these are like beginning symptoms. And then look, it gets worse. I mean, this is insane. Like, look at all these things that you get. And you can find this article online. I'll post some of the references, but so definitely distilled water and purified. So let's take a look actually at distilled water. So this you've probably seen before in the stores, right? You're walking through the water section and you see this little cute little baby with a pink little tag on the bottle, and you're assuming, oh, okay, this water must be great. It's for kids. Oh man. So I looked into distilled water, and basically it's very purified. And see, that's the problem with this word purified. They use the word purify and you think, oh, it's pure, it's good, it's a good thing. No, it's not. It's very acidic, and distilled water is even more acidic. And they actually add fluoride to this water. So that takes me to my next thing. So yeah, by the way, if you're a mom out there and you're giving your kid distilled water, I don't think you should, because it's highly acidic, and you know, your baby's developing. It's like the most important time of their life right now, and I really would not be giving them acidic water. You want to give them spring water, you know. If it's bad for a baby, it's probably bad for us, right? And what's crazy is like these companies, they add fluoride to it, you know. So let's talk about fluoride for a second, right? So I don't know if you guys know, but you know, there was this big talk about fluoride being bad, and then that's why you get all these toothpaste now fluoride free. But I got fluoride free, but I didn't really look into it. And as I was doing this research for this video, I was looking into fluoride, and I could not believe the things I found. So fluoride basically started in 1945. It's called fluoridation. This is where they add fluoride to our tap water. So, and look at this. It's started in Michigan. So how crazy, right? We fast forward to 2019, and they have one of the biggest water crises. So yeah, basically what they said is in 1945 they found that fluoride would help with tooth decay, because I guess at that time a lot of kids, especially in poor parts of the country, were suffering from tooth decay, which I think is malnutrition, lack of vitamins and minerals from good nutritious food. I would not say it was because of lack of fluoride. So yeah, they just started adding fluoride to the tap water. Nobody said anything, you know, and now we fast forward to 2019 and we're looking back thinking, how did we even let this happen? Like, who said adding fluoride is good to our water? And how much fluoride is good and how much fluoride is bad? You know, like, I drink more water than another person. Do I get more? Does that person get less? Like, how can you possibly, you know, modify and then distribute it evenly towards every single person? You know, does Shaq get more water, more fluoride water than someone who's way shorter than him? You know, so I started looking into fluoride, and I found this article. It's pretty alarming. So let's go over some of those things here. Let me check here. Looking good. So it's not an essential nutrient. And when they checked their mother's milk, it was very low in fluoride. So fluoride is basically it's like a salt. It's a natural substance that they do find in nature, right? But the problem is there is no evidence showing a fluoride deficiency is the reason why your teeth are decaying. There's no evidence on that. It accumulates in the body. So when you have excessive fluoride in the body, it's probably the reason why people get kidney stones, for sure. There's no randomized control trial for fluoridation, and no informed consent. Like, honestly, every time I read about fluoridation, I feel like someone is just like has a big bucket of fluoride and they're just pouring it into our tap water, and they're looking out for our tooth decay. And honestly, they probably did not do it on purpose. They thought it was actually a good thing. So I don't think there was like some evil behind this, but I just think there wasn't enough information back then, and there wasn't enough studies and tests, So here's another thing like I read on this. It's pretty long. It's got 50 of them, but you can go through it, and it's pretty crazy. One of the things I saw here. So breastfed babies, they barely have any fluoride in there. But babies that are fed with non-breast milk, and they're used formula, a lot of the times the moms would use tap water, mostly tap water for the formula. And these babies are getting 300 times more fluoride than breastfed babies. Holy shit, 300 times more. So you're basically, the moment this kid is born, you're just giving them a bunch of chemicals, a bunch of fluoride, way more than we need. So I started looking into other parts of fluoride. So there's this thing called dental fluorosis. It's a common disorder characterized by hypermineralization of tooth enamel caused by ingestion of excessive fluoride during enamel formation. Okay, so one place they're saying fluoride is good for you, right? We're trying to prevent tooth decay. That's what they're saying, right? So we added it in 1945. Then you have something called dental fluorosis, which is too much fluoride. And this is why they give you like distilled water for babies, right? So what they do is they filter the shit out of it, and then they tell you, okay, this water, distilled water, is good for your baby because it doesn't have fluoride in it, because if their teeth are developing, you definitely don't want to give them fluoride then, because it might cause dental fluorosis. But the problem with that is it's super acidic. So you're giving your baby very acidic water. I mean, like, the more I looked into this, I just couldn't believe all the contradictions. So yeah, then you keep going, you keep looking into it. They have skeletal fluorosis, which is basically the same thing, but in the whole body. It's a bone disease, also caused by excessive accumulation of fluoride. Now, this stuff is pretty alarming. And the fact that they're adding fluoride to our water and not giving us consent, they're like medicating us in a sense, and everybody's, not doing anything about it. It's crazy. It's crazy. The more I looked into this, I was just like, I can't believe this. I can't. And if you look in skeletal fluorosis, arthritis comes from it, joint disease. I mean, think about how many people are suffering from bone issues, joint issues, and they're not looking at the water. They're not looking at the fluoride coming from the water. I saw a couple things saying, that it might help with tooth decay. But then I looked into it. There's no evidence that it actually helps with tooth decay. A couple things I saw here. Bottle-fed babies get the highest dose because they have a liquid-based diet. It damages the brain. They did a rat study, and it's linked to Alzheimer's. That's crazy because, like, I mean, how many people suffer from Alzheimer's, and they're not looking at the quality of the water. Fluoride affects the pineal gland. I mean, that's crazy. The pineal gland, which is supposed to help us with reasoning and logic and IQ, and I mean, that's insane that it's affecting that. And early onset puberty. They've seen it's linked to early onset puberty. I mean, I've heard the argument of people saying, it's because of the hormones in our meat and all this, and I'm like, never understood that, but this makes sense. Because if you don't pay attention, you'll drink tap water every day, or like in school, I drank from a water fountain. All of that water has fluoride in it, and there's more depending on where you're from. It's not pharmaceutical grade. Like, there's nobody regulating the quality of this fluoride. You know, there's nobody coming in checking if this fluoride is the best fluoride. There's no health studies. I mean, it's insane. So then I go and I find this website, and it's so contradicting because it's like, again, telling you fluoride is good, fluoride is not good for you. Because you're getting it all, they're putting it in your toothpaste as well. Okay, so then I found this video here, and it talks about, so this is a company basically selling the idea that fluoride is good for you, that we should all be drinking fluoridated water. So let's listen to this.
Considered one of 10 great public health achievements of the 20th century. In fact, over 100 national health organizations recognize the public health benefits of fluoride in our community water.
It's so important that we prevent tooth decay, which can be a very serious disease if it's not treated. Water fluoridation helps adults as well as children. We have evidence on that. People are keeping their teeth longer, thank goodness.
It's effective.
I'm a mom, I'm a dental hygienist, and I'm also a researcher. And I like to wear all three hats. I always try to find the best science and evidence when I'm trying to make decisions about my children. And fluoride, especially through community water fluoridations, is one of those no-brainers.
It's safe.
Fluoride in community water.
I have to stop it right there. Okay, so this is from mouthhealthy.org, and just the video alone with the music and the big bold letter. You see how they get you? Like, for us, I mean, they think we're so stupid. It's safe. It's effective. We've been using it for over 70 years. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, look, it says right here, tooth decay, major role in improving public. And this is a thing, like, the more I looked into it, there's countries that don't add fluoride to their water. They have no problem with tooth decay, no problem with cavities. You know what I mean? Like, I would argue that the reason we probably have tooth decay is because we eat too much damn sugar. I mean, when I was young and I ate a ton of sugar, I had a ton of cavities, you know, and now I haven't had one since because I try not to eat, you know, any added sugar, any candy, anything like that. So I would say it's that. It's not lack of fluoride, you know. And then I find this website, and it says here, everyone can benefit from added dental protection, but those who can benefit particularly are people who enjoy snacking, have poor dental hygiene, have little or no access to a dentist, follow diets that are high in sugars and carbohydrates. Like, hey, how about you don't eat a diet high in sugar? You know, like, they're basically saying, like, you could just, you know, take fluoride and you'll be fine. You can continue to eat all this sugar and you'll be fine. It's not going to affect you. Okay, so yeah, I can't watch this video anymore because it's just ridiculous. And it just keeps going on and on about how fluoridation is important and how we should all be drinking more fluoridated water. So check out this graph. 74 million Americans who are on public water systems lack access to fluoridated water. Lack access. Holy shit. I love how they do that. Okay, here in Florida, we have 78% of our water is fluoridated. I love how they put this. As one of 10 great So the CDC has recognized water fluoridation as one of 10 great public health achievements of the 20th century. See, statements like this will, people that don't look into things and are easily influenced will see this and go, oh, fluoridated water is good. It's a great thing. But my thing is, look, you got to look at things objectively. They are adding a chemical to our water. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want shit added to my water. I want water, all right? I want good, neutral water. I don't want things added to it that's that's not consent by me, unless I add it myself or I tell you to add it. But we just trust these systems and we don't question them, and I think that's the problem, because how did we survive millions of years without fluoridated water? You're going to tell me now all of a sudden that I need this? Come on. So yeah, that's a map. Okay. So we've established tap water is not good for you. All right. We've established why tap water is not good, because it has fluoride. So you want to avoid tap water at all costs. And here's the thing, when you're making your coffee, when you're brushing your teeth, like all of that stuff is tap water. So you got to try to use, spring water, especially if you're going to make coffee because you're drinking that. Okay, so purified water is bad because it's acidic. Distilled water is very bad because it's super acidic. I mean, don't give distilled water to your babies. Please don't do that. All right. Let's see how we're doing here. Okay. So to wrap this up, so what water should we drink? All right. We should drink mineral water, and naturally mineral water. Because here's the thing. I started looking into deficiencies, especially mineral deficiencies. So check this out. The 7 nutrient deficiencies that are incredibly common. Iron deficiency, which, by the way, you can find in red meat. So all that talk about red meat being bad that's not what we're talking about here. You want to have iron, red meat, and grass-fed especially. Iodine you could also get from meat. Vitamin D you get from the sun. Vitamin B12 you also get from animal protein. And here's the ones that I'm looking at. Calcium and magnesium. So there is no evidence saying taking calcium or magnesium as a supplement is effective. It might be effective, but how effective? Is it 10% effective? Is it 100% effective? How much is my body retaining and how much of it am I just peeing out? How much money am I wasting on these supplements? That's what I've always thought about supplements. And there's no regulation and testing that these things actually work. These companies, these supplement companies, they can just make all these products and sell it to you. And there's no science behind it, and then you think, oh, let me just take this supplement. So I've always believed in try to find the supplement through a natural way, and one of the easiest ways I think to improve your health is to start drinking mineral water. Now, there's a difference between naturally mineralized water and then artificially added mineral water. All right, so a good thing to look out for. So I have a couple waters here. One thing that they'll do here is, for example, I have Nestle Pure Life right here. Now, I think what's really important is when you're buying your water, read the label, okay? Thank God, right? Thank God they can't lie about the label, because if they did, we'd all be screwed. Okay, so Nestle Life, Pure Life, right there, okay? So it's purified water, so it's highly filtered, so then it becomes acidic. So then they try to enhance it with minerals, so they add calcium chloride, sodium bicarbonate, magnesium sulfate. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't want shit added to my water, like I said before. And water shouldn't have ingredients. It should just be water. And then it says right here, source public water supply. So basically what they're doing is they're taking that shower water, that sink water. They add some sprinkles of minerals, which are chemicals, by the way, and they sell it back to you. So definitely when you're looking at water, you want to turn the label and read it. Okay. So a couple of great waters I have here. One of my favorite things is try different mineral waters. If you find a good mineral water, what they'll do is they'll actually have on the back of it just like numbers of how much. So like this one right here, this is fulvic natural spring water. And you'll see here it has calcium, it has magnesium, it even has potassium in it, right? Comes natural from water. It's good for you. And not only that, once I switched over to spring water, right away I retained more water. I wasn't peeing as much. I felt hydrated. I didn't feel, like I was dehydrated like before. And I really did feel a difference, and of course it just tastes way better. Okay. And I don't think you guys know, but actually coconut water has a lot of these same electrolytes and minerals. So this is one of my favorite. You can find these at Whole Foods, and you can see right there it's got calcium, sodium, potassium, magnesium, phosphorus. So coconut water is also a great way to get your spring water. So now I know what you're saying. You're probably thinking, okay, spring water is expensive. But here's the thing. All those deficiencies that you have, they're going to lead to health problems. You're going to cost more in the long run. So it's much better to spend the extra money and drink spring water, because at least you're actually hydrating the body. And as we see, water is so friggin' important. And then on top of that, it's just gonna save you a lot of headaches in the long run. So it can get pretty expensive buying all these different spring waters. What you can do is you get a bottle like this. Oops. So one thing that I tell my clients a lot is to bring the spring water into work, because you can't trust all the water at work. They might filter it, but it might still be acidic. Water fountain, like I said, acidic. And you're at work sometimes 8 to 10 hours a day. You're there most of the day. So it's very important that you bring in your own water. And you can buy a water like this. It's got a handle. And you just go to the store every couple days and you bring your water to work. All right. One of my favorite waters is Starkey's. This is my favorite because not only does it taste great, it's got tons of minerals in it. It's 9.6 pH. So yeah, you can see on the bottom right there. And it's freaking delicious. And it's in glass. So another argument is all this bottled water is packaged in plastic, which is a good argument. And, some of the plastic leaks into the water. But I would argue, if you can, try to pick up this water here, Starkey's. Just putting a plug in there. But there's a couple of waters that they package it in glass, and that's the best water. And I try to drink this water the most, as much as I can. But, in the most part, I usually drink the spring water. And then another thing you want to do is if you work out and you have a water bottle, try to get glass water bottles, because a lot of times I was drinking out of plastic and I would leave the bottle in the car. So all that plastic had to be leaking into my water. So get yourself a water bottle that's glass. Glass is the best one because it's made from a natural substance. Glass is made from sand. Another one is stainless steel. Is not that bad either. I would say those are the top two. Glass is the top one. And you can get these on Amazon. Just look for glass water bottle. And honestly, the moment you put these waters into glass, it tastes way better. So yeah. Okay. And yeah, so drink spring water. Drink mineral spring water. Take it to work. You want to drink about 8 cups of 8 ounces. That's the common rule, 8 by 8. Or just do what I do. Just drink when you're thirsty. I really believe in intuition. If I'm thirsty, drink water. Not thirsty, I'm not going to drink. You want to be really in tune with your body. Your body should be telling you, when to drink, when to eat. So, and also just keep an eye on the color of your pee. I know it sounds funny, but that's really what's going to tell you if you're hydrated or not. All right, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helps. I'll be making more soon. Yeah, take care.